Hi everyone, welcome to Cheltenham Chart episode 4. Last week was just purely the Nicky Henderson show, and I'm all aboard the Constitution Hill train. He was so good, and I simply don't see him beaten in the champion hurdle. So I'm going to talk in this episode about his performance, about Nicky's great weekend, about the horses that I saw over the past week. We do occasionally put bets up, but basically these videos are a chronicle each week as we lead up to the Cheltenham Festival, the clues that we've seen and how they fit into the jigsaw. And hopefully we can find a few winners along the way, and if I find a few bets along the way, I'll put them up in a separate video. We do them out of a £400 bank, and we've made a profit all 5 years. I am no wonder punter, however. I'm just finding a little niche in the market where I do quite well. I've had good years and years where I've just scraped a profit and no more. Nobody can guarantee a profit in racing, you just have to do your best, and this is the area where I do best. So I'll get on to those horses now from the past week and 2 days, and we'll go through them and how I felt about the performances, because all I can do is give you my opinion of how they've run. I'll start with 3 horses in Morgiana Sunday. One at Cork, Irish Point, who won the maiden hurdle for Gordon Elliott. I think he's a horse to keep on side. This horse could progress quite quickly. I think he was very impressive, and I think he's going to go from strength to strength throughout the season. Dino Blue won the Mare's Chase. She was very good. I was hoping Tell Me Something Girl would run in this race, but she didn't. She runs at Thurles on Thursday, and we'll see how she gets on. Dino Blue was good. We'll just have to see how she progressed. She was very good in her maiden hurdle win as well, but she didn't really progress from that, so we'll have to see how she progresses now she's chasing, and if she can keep this sort of form up as she goes forward in the ranks. State Man ran in the Morgiana. He was impressive enough, but I'm not sure we saw the true Sarja here, and I'd have to see it again. But like I've said in the opening introduction, I think that Constitution Hill will win the champion hurdle. And with that in mind, looking at State Man's win a week on from the event and seeing what Constitution Hill did to Epatante, I still feel he's playing for places, as good as his win was. It was the Nicky Henderson show at Newbury, and we'll go through in the next segment the horses at Newbury and at Newcastle. Jet Powered was hugely impressive, and I don't know how Nicky keeps finding all these horses. I'm not Nicky's greatest fan. Viewers who watch all the time will know that. I was just as scathing in my assessment of Nicky pulling Constitution Hill out at Ascot as anyone else, and I've been picking on him for it for a few years now, but it doesn't detract from the fact that he can train horses. And I've never put a horse of his up as a winner on these videos in 5 years, but he does have this knack of pulling these 2-milers out from somewhere, and Jet Powered looks another one. This was a good performance because people were laying this horse the night before at 1.9, 1.92, and for decent money. And the money just kept coming in. As soon as someone would take the money, it kept coming back. So someone thought they could get this beat, and this horse is absolutely strolled in. As good as Facile Vega is, I think Jet Powered is a rival, and I think slightly underestimated at 7-1 for the Supreme. I was impressed with his performance. It was really good. Champ came back fresh, beat Paisley Park in a great finish. It was a really good race, and a race to just take it on its own merits. I don't think either will trouble Blazing Carl's Floating Porter in the Stairs hurdle this season. I think their chance is gone for that now. But I was impressed with Champ. It was a good performance. And Paisley Park showed all his old sparkle as well. The Henderson bandwagon moved on to Saturday with Lucia being a good winner and now favourite for the Mare's Novice. She was very good. A lot of people were very taken with this. I'm not taken with the price at 9-2 for this Mayor's Novice, but I was taken with the performance. She was very good. I just have to see the horses come out in Ireland and the mares there before I'd make an ultimate opinion about whether I'd be going with this horse for the Mayor's Novice. Constitution Hill, like I've said, he was unbelievable in the Supreme last season, but he was up against Epatante, who I rate. A lot of people know from episode 1 that I fancy her, and I know I had comments come in from Robert and Tom saying that they didn't fancy Epatante, one saying she possibly wouldn't stay up the hill at 2 mile 4, and the other saying he fancied Maurice Rock. But everyone's going to have different views here, and I really rate Epatante. She is a champion hurdler. She's been second and third to Honeysuckle in the last 2 years. I think she's a good horse. Now, she came to try and make a race of it with Constitution Hill at the third last on Saturday, and he's blown her away. He's quickened just as she made a mistake, which made the winning margin a lot more. But take nothing away from him. He just seems to have gears other horses don't have. I'm on the train. I think he's an absolute superstar. I won't hear a defeat in the champion hurdle. If he gets there fit, he'll beat Honeysuckle for me. I'm a big fan of Honeysuckle. I put her up for the Mayor's Hurdle. I argued with everybody she would beat Benny Deju, and she did. She always seems to find a little bit more, but I just simply cannot have her beating Constitution Hill. I think he's a bit of a freak. He's very, very good. There was detractors saying he didn't jump as well as John Bon. John Bon should go for the champion hurdle. He should go chasing. Clearly, he can do whatever he wants because this horse was absolutely fabulous on Saturday. His jumping was superb. Like I say, he's got gears that other horses don't have. And I'm a big fan. I've had a lot of DMs coming in, people saying he won't get it so easy. He's not going to look this good. They still don't think he's going to win the champion hurdle. For me, he will. And I know that at 8-11, that's not exactly a bold statement, but for me, he was he's a superstar for me. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I have to put my own view here. And my view is Constitution Hill is the absolute real deal. La Homme Press was good in winning. Carried a big weight. It was a good performance. Whether he's a Gold Cup horse, I'm not totally convinced, to be honest. I'd like to see him in against some of the Irish horses to see how he'll fare. My Gold Cup horse is still Statler, but I mean, it's not for big money and it's not a huge opinion at the moment. I want to see how Statler gets on after his National Hunt Chase, because he beat handicappers in that National Hunt Chase, and La Homme Press has only beat handicappers here. And I want to see how both get on against genuine Grade 1 contenders. But it certainly was Nicky's weekend. Hugely impressed with Constitution Hill and by Jet Powered. I'll now get on to a couple of horses who ran on Sunday in Ireland. In Ireland on Saturday, Grangeclare West won the maiden hurdle, and I thought genuinely that's a Ballymore contender. He was massively impressive, just sitting in behind the leaders. You could pick him out three out, just absolutely hacking behind the leaders, and he stayed on. He won pulling a cart. He was really, really spectacular on the eye. The next race was the American Race Rising Dawn race, but it posed more questions than answers because it was run 4 seconds quicker than the race with Grangeclare West, which made me question that form. They clearly went too quick. The leader fell at the last. American Mike was absolutely like a drunk going home, trying to find his way home. He was all over the place up the running, and Rising Dawn's come and caught him. But it was run 4 seconds quicker. That equates to 12 lengths. So was Grangeclare West impressive? I still think he was after the long layoff. I haven't done the times to see if he was quick in the later part of the race or where the Grade 3 was quicker. I still feel Grangeclare West's a really good horse. It was just worrying to see the races with such a big difference in time. As for American Mike, It was distressing to see him so out on his feet. They need to find a reason for this performance. I couldn't back this horse until I see a reason. It was a bit of a poor run, but I wasn't totally convinced by his debut where he won, but he had that couple of jumps where he screwed in the air. At the moment, the jury's really out on American Mike now, and I wouldn't want to get involved until I see him again. Phil Dor was a horse who I'd sort of worried about when he came out back out over hurdles. I thought he'd definitely go over fences straight away, but he's come back out in this race over fences. He's beaten Song Ra, beaten him hollow as well, 4 lengths, did his best work at the end. I was impressed with his performance. It's another horse to throw into the Arkle mix now, and at 12 to 1 he's not a bad price, but I've already said that about Banbridge. John Bong was equally impressive, but he's 2 to 1. You do have to wonder about where Sir Gerhard's going to go into this picture. He's the one, along with El Fabiola, who's stopping me from thinking about a bet in the Arkle at the moment, because truthfully, until you see where he's going, the market's up in the air. I certainly couldn't have John Bond, like I said last week, at 2 to 1, but the other two, Banbridge and Phil Dor, look reasonable prices if you don't get a Sir Gerhard going into this. You also have to factor in El Fabiola and Dysart Dynamo. We have Tell Me Something Girl coming out on Thursday. That's going to be interesting. I was disappointed with Journey With Me from the same yard on Saturday. He ran a really poor race. His jumping disintegrated and he just went to pieces. Classic Getaway was a good winner of that race, but I was really disappointed with Journey With Me, and sort of taking my confidence away from Tell Me Something Girl slightly. Hopefully she will show what she's made of and jump well, because there have been a few of these horses coming out of Henry's Yard that haven't jumped well that I expected to. Grand Jury jumped okay but then fell and was fatally injured. Now Journey With Me's come out, hasn't jumped as well as you'd expect a novice chaser from Henry's Yard to jump, so the jury's really out for Tell Me Something Girl on Thursday as well. But for me, the weekend belongs to Constitution Hill. I thought he was spectacular in his win. We saw other good performances as well. I was especially impressed with Grange Clare West and with Jet Powered. I think the season's now starting to take off, and I'm looking forward to the next week ahead as we go ahead. Tell Me Something Girl, obviously, the Tingle Creek and the Drinmore. So lots to look forward to. I hope you're enjoying the videos. The views are down, but that's not really an issue. They're just put up there to chronicle my views, and hopefully I'll see horses that I think are going to really play a big part at Cheltenham in March. So anyway, enjoy your week. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back to you next week with episode 5. Bye for now.